Hi, all of you are back to Soccer Wolf, and this is the transfer news that is available today. Boost for Man United and Chelsea as Euro Giants begin preparing for star player to seal transfer away. Manchester United and Chelsea may have been given a potentially significant boost in their rumored transfer pursuit of Erling Haaland. The Premier League giants have been among a long list of top sides linked with the Borussia Dortmund star by Fabrizio Romano in his recent Benchwarmers column. And it's clear he'd be a superb signing for either of these teams. United need a long-term replacement for Edinson Cavani and more of a goal threat than the likes of Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. While Chelsea could do with upgrades on struggling summer signings Timo Werner and Kai Havertz up front. It may be of interest. In that case, that Dortmund are supposedly already eyeing up a replacement for Haaland in the form of Sevilla striker Youssef En-Nesyri. According to Eurosport, this could mean Dortmund aren't exactly confident about holding on to Haaland, whose form in front of goal in the last year or so has been absolutely incredible. The 20-year-old has an impressive record of 43 goals in 45 appearances for Dortmund. And it would be thrilling to see this elite young player in the Premier League. United and Chelsea will hope Dortmund can land En-Nesyri and that could clear the way for Haaland to leave. Chelsea need Loney to have an outstanding end to the season to justify £35 million asking price. Chelsea's squad is already huge after they went on a spending spree last summer. And competition for places could be even more fierce if they repeat that at the end of the season. It means that players like Ross Barkley will surely need to find a new club if they want to play regular football. So the ideal scenario may see him stay at Aston Villa. He's had a mixed time so far with some truly outstanding moments. But he's only managed 3 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League this season, so it makes you wonder how much he's really worth. According to a report from Football Insider, Chelsea are willing to sell him permanently at the end of the season. But the suggested price tag of £35 million is too much for Villa just now. Paying that much would be a record transfer fee for Dean Smith's side. And it's suggested that they are reluctant to sanction the move just now because he's seen as a luxury player and they still don't really know how to get the best out of him. The report does point out that they would be open to keeping him, so there is interest. But he will need to have an outstanding end to the season to convince them to match that asking price. From Chelsea's point of view, it will depend on what other interest is out there, as there's no point in bringing him back if he's not going to play. So perhaps that price tag will reduce in that scenario. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sends honest transfer message to Manchester United fans. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has delivered an honest message to the club's fans over what they can expect in the summer transfer window. The Red Devils are usually big spenders in the transfer market, even if they don't always get their signings right, but Solskjaer has cautioned that things are likely to be different this summer due to the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Even the biggest clubs will have been hit hard by the lack of fans at games for so long now. And Solskjaer believes it might mean a major change in approach this summer. The Norwegian tactician tried to put a positive slant on it as well. However, suggesting it could mean an opportunity for Man United to promote more players from the academy. This is a policy that has served MUFC well for many years. And they seem to have a particularly exciting generation coming through at the moment. Marcus Rashford and Scott McTominay have shown since coming into the senior side. And Mason Greenwood and Shola Shoretire are among other top talents coming through. While Brandon Williams and James Garner also look like at least being decent squad players. The pandemic is definitely affecting everyone in football. Solskjaer is quoted by the Metro. Of course, the lack of income, the finances, has affected everyone. It might affect us all well. He added, I think there's just going to be less and less transfers happening in the world of football with all these changes. You can look at it in different ways. We have players in the academy that we now can maybe give opportunities for. All clubs in the world are going through the same situation, so it's no different for other clubs than for us. Versatile Bundesliga star responds to Chelsea transfer rumors. Borussia Monchengladbach attacking midfielder Jonas Hofmann has responded to recent Chelsea transfer rumors that have been circulating. The Germany international has had a fine season in the Bundesliga, and it seems this may have caught the eye of Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel, whom he previously played under at Borussia Dortmund. Hofmann has been linked with Chelsea by a recent report in the Daily Mail. And now the player himself has spoken about his future after being asked about links with the Blues. The 28-year-old seemed keen not to dwell too much on the speculation, and insisted he's focused on life with his current club. However, he also admitted that it's a sign he's playing well if big clubs are showing an interest in him. which suggests he's not exactly unhappy to hear about Chelsea possibly being keen to sign him. I think it's clear that other clubs will notice you if you perform well, Hofmann told Ruhr-Nachrichten, as translated by the Metro. Therefore, it is possible that one or the other have already asked. Basically, I feel good at Borussia. I've always stressed that. It may be that one or the other club have expressed their interest. Nevertheless, for me, the absolute focus is on having a successful season with Borussia and dedicating myself fully to success. I put my personal situation below it. Hofmann has played a variety of midfield roles, both centrally and on either flank, and has an impressive record of 7 goals and 9 assists in all competitions this season. Chelsea could benefit from bringing him in after the struggles of players like Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech this season. West Ham tipped to make another bid for prolific striker in the summer as €15 million expected to be enough. It's expected that West Ham will add at least 2 strikers in the summer. So they have a few months to identify their targets and decide who's good enough. Ultimately, it's tough to sign a player who's going to guarantee you 15+ goals in the Premier League. So it means that most additions will come with an element of risk. Usually it means they'll need to pick someone up who's talented but struggling at a bigger club. Or they can take a chance on those who are impressing at a slightly lower level. A report from ESPN has indicated that the Hammers did actually make an offer for Besiktas striker Cyle Larin in January. But a summer move could now be possible with an expected price tag of £15 million being placed on him. He's an interesting prospect because he's only 25 and he's the complete package in a physical sense. But it initially looked like the step up from MLS to European football was too much. A loan spell in Belgium helped his development, and he's now scored 13 goals in 25 league games for the Turkish Giants this season. So it's enough to suggest he deserves another step up. He's a hard-working striker who can dominate in the air or use his pace to get in behind. But he's not the most technically gifted player, so he's more likely to get on the end of a cross instead of getting involved in the build-up. It's not clear if that makes him a perfect fit for the current setup under David Moyes, but he would bring an obvious goal-scoring threat through the middle. So he's another name to keep an eye on going into the summer. We are going to have problems. Ronald Koeman speaks out over suggestions he could leave Barcelona. Ronald Koeman was never appointed as an interim boss at Barcelona. But the presidential elections this year do present a threat to his job. There has been talk about a new president shaking things up and bringing in their own manager. But it doesn't sound like Koeman will happily stand aside to let that happen. Some of his recent comments were reported by Goal amid the speculation that he could be replaced. And it's clear that he doesn't plan on going anywhere just now. I have not spoken with anyone. We have to wait for who comes in as president and his plan. If I do not see an important future for me, we are going to have problems. Because I have 1 more year on my contract. Of course, it would be possible for the new president to simply sack Koeman and appoint their own manager. But that's an added expense that they could do without when you consider their current financial issues. Barca are in a pretty dreadful place just now, as winning La Liga looks unlikely. While they also look set to crash out of the Copa del Rey and the Champions League after first leg defeats to Sevilla and PSG. It's likely that it will take a few years to turn them round, and there's a real chance that Lionel Messi moves on in the summer. So you have to wonder if any big names would even want to take the job just now. Thank you all for your interest and follow-up. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications from the latest video. And I'm the Soccer Wolf Transfer channel.